Yehovah Eloheinu Svaot, Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Please fill me with your Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. Amen. We'll start with the Shema. Listen and obey. Children of Yehovah, pay careful attention and respond. Yehovah is our power and authority. Yehovah works in unity with himself, and you shall act upon your love to Yehovah with your power and authority, with your thoughts and mind, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. Hand, behold, nail, behold. 1 Samuel chapter 28. In due time, the Philistine assembled the armies for war against Israel. Achish told David, "You know, of course, that you and your men will join me in the army in battle." David answered Achish, "I see that you already know what your servant will do." Achish said to David, "For that answer, I am making you my personal bodyguard for life." Now Shmuel was dead. All Israel had mourned him and buried him in the city Ramah. Also, Shaul had expelled from the land those who tell the future by communicating with the dead or with a demonic spirit. The Philistine assembled. Then they went and pitched camp in Shunem, while Shaul gathered all Israel together and pitched camp in Gilboa. When Shaul saw the army of the Philistine, he became afraid. It struck terror in his heart. But when he consulted Yehovah, Yehovah didn't answer him, not by dreams, not by Urim, and not by prophets. Then Shaul said to his servants, "Try to find a woman who tells the future by communicating with the dead. I want to go and consult with her." His servants answered him, "Yes, there is a woman in Endor who tells the future by communicating with the dead." So Shaul disguised himself by wearing different clothing, went with 2 men, came to the woman by night, and said, "Tell me the future, please. Bring up from the dead a person I name to you." The woman answered, "Here, you know what Shaul did, how he expelled from the land those who tell the future by communicating with the dead or with a demonic spirit. Why are you trying to entrap me into causing my own death?" But Shaul swore to her by Yehovah, "As Yehovah lives, you will not be punished by doing this." Then the woman asked, "Whom should I bring up for you?" He said, "Bring up for me Shmuel." When the woman saw Shmuel, she let out a shriek. Then the woman said to Shaul, "Why have you deceived me? You yourself are Shaul." The king replied, "Don't be afraid. Just tell me what you see." The woman said to Shaul, "I see a godlike being coming up from the earth." He asked her, "What does he look like?" She said, "An old man is coming up. He's wearing a cloak." Shaul realized it was Shmuel, so he bowed with his face to the ground and prostrated himself. Shmuel asked Shaul, "Why have you disturbed me and brought me up?" Shaul answered, "I'm very upset, because the Philistine are making war against me, and God has left me and doesn't answer me anymore, neither by prophets nor by dreams. This is why I've called you, so that you can let me know what to do." Shmuel said, "Why ask me if Yehovah has left you and become your enemy? Yehovah has done for himself what he foretold through me. Yehovah has torn the kingdom out of your hand and given it to your fellow countryman David, because you didn't obey what Yehovah said and execute his furious anger toward Amalek. That's why Yehovah is doing this to you today. Yehovah is giving Israel, as well as yourself, over to the power of the Philistine, and tomorrow you and your sons will be with me. Yehovah will hand over Israel's army to the power of the Philistine." Shaul immediately fell full length on the ground and became terribly frightened because of what Shmuel had said. He had no strength left in him, for he had eaten nothing all that day and night. The woman approached Shaul, saw that he was panic-stricken, and said to him, "Here, your servant listened to what you said. I put my life in my hands and did what you requested me to do." Now, therefore, please listen to what your servant says. Let me put a little food in the front of you, then eat, so that you will have some strength when you go on your way. But he refused and said, I won't eat. Then his servants, together with the woman, urged him, and he heeded what they said. He got up off the ground and sat on the bed. The woman had a fattened calf in the house. She hurried to slaughter it. Then she took flour, kneaded it, and baked matzah with it. She served it to Shaul and his servants, and they ate. Afterward, they got up, and they went away that night. How can we learn to love our Creator after reading this very interesting 28th chapter of 1 Samuel? We can aim to be a servant to others and will be elevated. Pray that Yehova, pray to Yehova. Ask Yehova to place joy in your heart. Consult Yehova. Trust that Yehova speaks through dreams, Urim, and the prophets. Aim never to communicate with the dead. Trust that if we need to know the future, then Yehova will tell us, and not someone else. Never listen to a demonic spirit. Call in the name of Yehova in your time of need. Obey Yehova. Humble yourself before Yehova. Pray and fast before Yehova. How can we love others as Yeshua loves us? We encourage others to obey, humble themselves before Yehova in their time of need. Bear one another's burdens. We can aim to serve one another and pray and fast before Yehova. Produce spiritual fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, humility, and self-control. We'll end with the Aaronic blessing using the name. Yehova will kneel before you presenting gifts, and he will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehova will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward you, bringing order, and he will provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehova will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you and will set in place all you need to be whole and complete.